Kitchen's open, y'all. If you've never said hi before, over here, down here, that's people in the chat, counterculture. They'll give you a warm welcome. I'm Dina. Welcome to Silver Lining Homeplace. I think we need to make a cocktail, and I am starting tonight with an Irish coffee because, well, you know, we've got Irish Day this week. So, or next week, excuse me. Now, fun fact, Irish coffee is one of the rare things that's actually named after a place, and it came from the place. So we're gonna do some Irish coffee. I'm gonna get the kettle going here real quick, and we'll get started. Right, that is going. Make some coffee for our Irish coffee. Tonight we're doing corned beef and cabbage. Corned beef and cabbage. And I've got one going in the Instant Pot right now, and then we're gonna do one together stovetop. So we'll get the one that's from the Instant Pot. We'll use that for the money shot tonight. Nobody will go home hungry. Well, y'all might be hungry, but I'll have some tonight. So let's get started with this coffee. Here is your cocktail slide. All right. I hope everyone's having a really nice day today. I am a little frazzled, but we're gonna chill into this real quick here. So I'm making about 6 ounces of coffee. Let's go to the money shot, get this big thing out of the way. Ooh. All right, here we go. We'll let that settle for a minute. Oh, I gotta turn that over. What am I thinking? Ooh. Somebody better check in with the me of 20 minutes ago and kick her in the butt, because this is not working so well today, y'all. There we go. Okay. Now that can steep for another minute. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 2 ounces, or an ounce, excuse me, of the whiskey. And, you know, let's call it a Dina ounce, because I like everything bigger. And if you haven't seen this before, this bottle is super cool. It's called the Sexton. And I love this lid. It's embossed, or yeah, I think so. Anyhow, it's fantastic, love it. It's really good whiskey. And now I cannot drive anything anywhere tonight because I just have it all over me. Drink. All right, that. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of brown sugar simple syrup, which is, what is that? It is equal parts brown sugar and water. Bring it to a boil, and then you just want to let it simmer for a few minutes. And I did, I think, about 20 minutes. I didn't want it to completely boil down, but just enough. So that's that. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons because I want this kind of sweet. It's still warm. All right, let's get this coffee going in here. I love my AeroPress. It is my favorite way to coffee because I get to just stand here, put my arms on it, and let gravity do its thing. All right, so that was the easy part. Now I'm gonna get my workout because I need to do 2 minutes of shaking this stuff. Now here's the really cool thing. We're gonna make a little bit of a whipped cream kinda. So you've got your Hawthorne strainer. If you just take the coil off and put it in here, and we're gonna put our 5 ounces of cream in here. The coil is going to help whip this much faster. So, and because I'm bad at guessing what 2 minutes looks like, here we go. It's gonna be a lot of fun for all of us for 2 minutes. I hope you can hear me. Anybody come for the ASMR of it? I got you. I don't think I can do this for 2 minutes. Oh boy. Well, this might be a good time to tell you about the palm tree. So I was talking to a friend the other day, and our conversation reminded me, actually before I do this, can someone give me an okay that you can hear me while I'm talking and shaking? Whew. I almost got it all over myself. I think it's okay. Thank you, Keely. All right, the story is longer than 30 seconds, so I might as well just wait now because, wow, you know, it sounds thick enough, but I'm just gonna keep going. I was at a bar the other night, and I ordered a whiskey sour, and the bartender told me that she has to use a hand blender because she just cannot do the shaking thing long enough with her. She's got a rotator cuff injury, I think. So you just pull your coil out. And here's the fun part. I need to stir this first. That's got the coffee, the whiskey, and the brown sugar syrup. Yeah, I might have gotten this a little thick. Way thick. But we're gonna get a head on it. Yes, we are. And I'm gonna milk every ounce of cream out of this that I can. There we go. Actually, did it not do it? Come on. Eventually, there it is. So there, it actually, it looks a lot like a Guinness, a well-poured Guinness. So it's got a nice thick head on it. This is good, y'all. This is super, super tasty. And who doesn't love good head? On a drink. All right, let's see who's here. All right. Keely came for the whiskey. And we have Collie for the cabbage. Michelle, thanks for coming. I know you've been super busy lately. It's wonderful to see you. Hey, Christine, thanks for coming. I bat signal you too, guys. All of you, all three of you. I bat signal you. You wish you liked both coffee and whiskey right now, because whipping cream and sugar sound great. Who's on a diet? Yeah. Collie, I appreciate that you remind me the kitchen's open. I don't know if I actually said that, so thank you. Obs, yay. Hey, North Sound, look at us. I almost stopped by and said hi yesterday, but I didn't have time. I do need to call you soon, though. Oh, thank you. Adina out. Yep, that's it. Yeah, 2 minutes. I think that's about right. Obs, if you're making this in your stream every morning, I'm there. I will get up in the morning and I'll be there. Hey, Tori. Lois. Whoa, Lois is here. Lois is the reason that I am here. So anybody who's loving Silver Lining Homeplace and all the goodness that we have here in this spot on the earth, let's thank Lois right now. Thank you, Lois. I really appreciate that you went out on a limb and said, hey, let's go look at this spot, because yeah. So yes. All right. Yep. Okay. Let's get, God, that's good. That is good. All right. So what we're gonna do, Alexa, cancel. She's such a busybody. All right. So I'm not going to cook the cabbage and the potatoes and carrots with the brisket, but I am going to have potatoes and carrots and onions underneath the brisket. So those will just be kind of to lift it up and to give a little flavor. So cabbage, carrots, all of that are going to be done in a separate pot. Let's see here. When we did, what was it? What were we cooking? It was the Silver Chef Challenge. When I did the dumplings, I chopped up the cabbage and then salted it. That brings out the moisture, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with this cabbage. And then we're actually going to cook it in its own moisture, because that's that's cabbage water. It's better than putting just tap water in. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll start with getting the cabbage ready, and then we're gonna salt it, get it in a bowl, let it sit while I do the carrots and the onions and the celery. And then we'll get it into the pot. About that time, the one that's over there should be ready to come on out, and we can plate it up and have a good evening. So that's that. David, it's nice to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. I just finished making this cocktail. So let's get this board ready. So I was gonna starting to tell you this story. And you know, I'm gonna be slow if I'm trying to talk and prep. So let's do one thing at a time here. Cabbage. I'm not gonna use the whole thing because it's a lot of cabbage for me. Principal Walker, thank you for coming. It's nice to see you. Tori, aren't you glad that was not a pair of scissors? Hey guys. Go. I knew something seemed wrong. They were stuck on the wrong side of the door. Here we go. Okay. You know when they get a little too quiet, you know something's wrong. They love the cabbage core, so every now and then I'll give them one. Let's get a bowl for this. A little bit of kosher salt. And you know, this probably won't be as moist as the stuff we did in December because I was using Savoy cabbage then. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Because I can always add water, but what I'm hoping is that this salt will help pull some of the moisture out. Yeah, I can already feel it. And then we can just cook with just this. Do a little bit more. Yeah, Collie, cutting cabbage really is satisfying. I have to concur with that. It resists just enough, but it doesn't fight you. So anyhow, so that's yeah, Collie finds that satisfying. Okay, where are we here? My finger. It's been, what, 5-6 weeks now? And it's almost entirely healed. I was able to cut the nail finally the other day, but there's still just enough of a gap that like when I run my fingers through my hair, the hair gets caught in it and it kind of slices it open again. So we're gonna be doing this for a little bit longer. Damn, that coffee's good. Yeah, hit that like button, please, 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 please. And oh, hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go do it right now. Like, I almost am not even gonna do anything else until you subscribe, because I think you're gonna be the 150th subscriber, and that would so make my day. So if you're enjoying this, if you're liking what I'm doing, please, please, please hit subscribe, notify, all the things. The little bell's gonna come up and you wanna choose all. So thank you. All right, cabbage is done. Oh, you know, Tori, they don't seem to have the same problems as some humans do. So I'm lucky that way, and you know, they're dogs. Can I tell you more about the different cabbages, like when to use Napa, Savoy, and purple? Okay, I don't really know when you would use Napa versus Savoy. I tend to use Savoy for Asian dishes. That's kind of my go-to for that. Purple, same thing as regular cabbage, except it's purple in my mind. So if you just want it to be pretty. And you know, Napa is probably right in there with Savoy, but if anybody else knows, please feel free to jump in, and I will mark this for myself to look into that afterwards. And Christine, if you're on the Discord server, you'll see the answer come up there. Thanks, Keely. That's a good time to say, check out the Discord server. And the other thing I was going to say is, what was it? Well, right now I've got a comment on top of, there we go. Let me do this first. In Ireland and in Scotland, cheers is sláinte. So sláinte. Now, there's your Discord server. And I don't think it'll do two at the same time. There we go. All right. Okay, let's move on to carrots. I went out and got a carrot today. It's a big one. And those Icelandic horses were insisting on being part of the process, so I gave them half of one, a different one, obviously. All right, let's get going on the carrot edge. I mean, I don't know. I guess you can cut these little guys off. It just seems like extra work to me, and really not necessary because they're going to kind of melt away. So there you go. That's all done. And I've got a Bichon at my feet waiting for carrot scraps. So let's do this real quick. Go get it. All right. You want to choke up. This is a proper way to hold your knife. Choke up. You're going to be able to control things better. Wrap your fingers around it. Hold it like you mean it. And now I'm just cutting them into mostly the size pieces I'd be willing to serve up in a bowl. The nicer, bigger chunks just look nicer. They take longer to cook though. So your mileage may vary. In fact, now that I think about it, let's go ahead and go a little bit smaller since we're doing this live and we want to get done tonight. But I would normally go with these bigger chunks just because it just looks nice in the bowl to have the big hearty pieces. And I did say bowl because I like to eat out of bowls. All right. The next thing, because I'm going to start telling a story, so I'm going to tell you what we're going to be doing, and I'm just going to keep doing while I tell this story. I'm going to cut onions. And remember, I don't cut the root off. I cut the top off, cut it in half, leave the root there so that it doesn't fall apart on you while you're slicing. And then I'm gonna pound out a little bit of garlic, cut up some celery, and then we're gonna get all of this in there. Mix this up just to encourage more moisture to be released. It's not letting a lot out, which is what I expected after I thought about it for a minute, because the Savoy, it really releases the waters, the moisture, I should say. This is giving us a little bit, but not a lot. Maybe if I was letting it go another 20, 30 minutes, it might. I mean, my fingers are wet, so, well, you know, drink. Yes, so you, my friend, Alpaca Mama, join the Discord server. The link is in the chat there. See what Keely sent, and you will get your answer there, and everybody will be pleased to learn about our cabbage choices. Yes, yes, my friend. Tori and I both have Cutco knives. These are, oh, I think my parents bought these at the Del Mar Fair in probably 74 or 75, 1974, 75. So these knives are my inheritance. You're looking at everything I inherited. And this set of bowls, that's it. So, yeah. But you know what? They are the most important things in my kitchen, so I ain't complaining. All right, let's roll. Speaking of my parents and the 70s, let's go get our celery first. So, Mom and Dad bought a place. I think I was probably 6 to 9 months old. I wasn't very old. They bought a place, you know, new neighborhood subdivision, tract house, the whole thing. And we lived in San Diego at the time. And Mom wanted palm trees. Well, Dad had, you know, they had just spent everything they had on buying a house, so there wasn't a lot of money in the budget for landscaping. But Dad took my older brother, who was a teenager at the time, with him one night, and they went to Balboa Park. If you're not familiar, Balboa Park is a really big park that just has a lot of museums. It's a cultural center in San Diego. So Dad and Pete find a tree that they like. They find a palm tree that is suitable for Mom's requirements, and they dig it up. Dad was a planter. I wonder where I get it. And he had a burlap sack with him, and he had his shovels and all the things that he needed to dig up a palm tree. And they have this thing on the hatchback of the car, about ready to call it a night, and all of a sudden, there's light flashing at him. And it's a security guard from the park. And he says, "Sir, what are you doing?" And my dad's like, "Officer, I'm telling you, my wife hates this thing. And I just don't have it in my heart. I do not have it in my heart to just kill it. So we're planting it here." And the officer says, "You can't do that. You cannot do that. Get that thing out of here." So Dad looks at Pete. He says, "Son, you heard the man. Let's get it out of here." And they shove the tailgate closed, and off they go. Yeah, so Mom got her palm tree that night. Now, if you flash forward probably 25 years, I went down to San Diego for the first time in a while, and I was driving around and thought, oh, let me go check out the old house. So go to the old house. I am on the sidewalk in front of the old place and taking pictures, you know, the whole thing. And the old man that lives there comes out, and he asked me, he's like, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I used to live here. I'm just taking pictures for my folks, that's all." And he points at the palm tree, which is, you know, 25 years taller. He says, "Did your family plant this?" And I said, "Yes, I believe so." And he goes, they need to come and get it. I hate that thing. So anyhow, that's the palm tree story, y'all. Yeah, that's it. There's really no tie-in to any of it, but you know. Anyhow, okay, so we've got onions done. Let's take a little bit of celery. Yeah, I think I only need half of this. This has been in the fridge a while, but y'all know me. I don't like to get rid of food if it's still good. It may not be as pretty as we like, but it's usable. So that's enough for that. And then let's do some garlic. And then I want to say hi to everyone. Is there somebody here that I would really, really, really like to thank for coming tonight? I see 2 of y'all actually. Christine, you have said this before, that you think it's the Never Ending Story song, so we might have to fact check that. I don't have a way to know which song it is off the top. Zone something. Okay, I'll check. Yes, David. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna do this now. Let's rewind here. Gabi, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. You are representing Tejas and the Bichons. Yes, you are. So thanks for coming. I'm really happy to see our Bichon friends here. And it was really nice to meet you in Wisconsin. So thanks for coming. I appreciate it. And Mr. Hunt, thanks for coming. I've seen you in a lot of streams, so I appreciate that you're checking out what everybody's doing and being so supportive. It's pretty awesome. And, you know, someday we may have a field hockey umpire out of you. Although, that Keeley girl, she's good. Can you keep up? All right, who else? Okay. Yes, okay, David. Is there a trick to cooking onions without crying? Ooh, do you mean cutting onions? Let's start there. So what I've done while you weren't looking, and did the button go? Because you know, Stream Deck hell lately. Get my money shot. There we go. What I do is I cut off the root end, and then that just lets me go like this, and then you can just get the skin off easily. Waiting for Mr. Hunt to tell me if it is cutting versus cooking. And we need some more garlic, y'all, so let's go up high here. And nothing is going wrong. This is just telling me that the cooking time on our corned beef is achieved. Okay, what do we want? I'm looking for some that are sprouting because I don't want that. So here's what. It also means that I get garlic parts everywhere. My house is constantly full of crawling with dry plant matter. But, you know, it's homegrown, so who's going to complain about that, right? And, you know, it's good homegrown, too. I was just out in the garden yesterday and saw that, the stuff that I planted in December is growing quite nicely. It is about 5 inches tall now, so that's pretty sweet. All right, so yeah, he's not answering, which is just fine. So slice it. Even if you want to cut an onion without crying, you want sharp knife, go fast. That's kind of the method that we landed on. But Keely just put a link to the video that I did on how to cut an onion without crying. And I went through a few methods, actually. There was the hold a piece of bread in your mouth, and there was a candle, light a candle to kind of help reduce the vapors that are coming off, or to burn off the vapors, I guess. I can't remember what the other method was. Maybe it was just the 3. But sharp knife, go fast, 1, easily. So that is that. Thank you, Keely, for posting that. What cut did I use for the corned beef? I haven't pulled it out of the package yet. I did put, you know, obviously the one that's in the Instant Pot is already going, but I just buy the pre-corned corned beef. So you may be caught on to an error that I fixed, Diana. I'm gonna put this up there one more time. The original title of this video was how to make corned beef and cabbage. I changed it on the fly at about 3 p.m. Pacific to how to cook corned beef and cabbage, because there is a distinct difference between making your own corned beef and cooking what you buy at the store. So we are almost at a point where I can show you that. In fact, let's go ahead and do that real quick. And Sherry, it's okay that you're late. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming. And if you haven't seen already, Gabi's here. All right, Diana, whenever this, come on, turn. I think I'm gonna have to re-image my machine. We may have just lost the stream deck again. Okay, not gonna fight it this time. Double R Ranch is a local ranch, really good meats. Your mileage will vary on what you can get at your local store, but I always just buy pre-done. I aspire to corning my own sometime, and we may do that next year when I'm better at all of this. But for now, oh my goodness, this is great. I'm digging Double R. I've used it last year. While we're talking about the meat, this I'm pretty sure is going to cook down to probably about 60%. It's not going to be this big when I pull it out. The one that I have in the Instant Pot right now was, I don't know, it was covered by I was able to put my hand over it, kind of like this, and there was just a little bit around it. So I'm super interested to see what comes up. And this is, it's the flat. You want to use, yeah, you want to use the flat. If you get a piece, actually, you know, I'm pretty sure it's the flat, Diana. Now you're calling me on things that I don't know. So I'm going to look that up, and we're going to talk about that in Discord. Watch me go. There we go. I need to start that so I remember. But the one thing I do know is a lot of people cut, if you had a tall piece here, if you had a kind of a hump here, a lot of people will cut it off just so you have even cooking. Or they'll go ahead and cook it with that on there and take that off, and that'll be just their own little piece, and then you get nice even sandwich slices. So that's why I'm thinking it's the flat and not the point, but I will find out, and we will talk about that in Discord. So Anna, thanks for coming. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Another person I met when we were in Wisconsin, and I am so happy that you're here. Thank you. If somebody could take a look and see if we've hit that 150, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Please. Yeah, so Sherry's here. Gabi and Anna, you haven't met Tori in person, but she's also from our Bichon family. So y'all should say hi, and I'm sure you'll see each other on Facebook. All right, let's get this into the pot. I am going to start with the cabbage. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do this first. So, simple. We're just going to get all these veggies into the bottom of the pot. If anyone here has not subscribed, if you subscribe right now, I'll hit 150, and number 150, let Let's see here. You know what's really good? And I know some people that can attest to this. I've got some tomato jam, got some hot pepper jelly. I will send you a bottle. I'm not buying a subscription, but I'm thanking you because I'm pretty sure that you're going to subscribe anyhow. Thanks. Wow, this Stream Deck has taken forever to change scenes. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut it open. A lot of people will use the juices that are in here. I like to rinse it off because it's just a little bit more salt that I can get out of the dish. And then everyone at the table is able to salt it to their own liking. And that way, if anyone has to be on a low salt diet, that helps. So I'm going to go take this over to the sink. Put it in a bowl. Okay, here is our piece of meat. My hunch is it's going to be about this big. So a whole hand width will just be gone when it's done cooking, which I will have to figure out how to tell y'all how it goes, but we'll get to that. So got a little packet of goodness here. Let's get that over there. So I'm just going to drop this straight into the pan. And little packet of goodness right there. Just spread your seeds everywhere. It's basically mustard. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, drink. All right, now the next thing you want to do is you're going to put water on it to cover by about an inch. Oh yeah, Gabi and Anna, you met Diana while we were in Wisconsin. She is here as well. So I'm going to need a little more water. okay, and then a little bit more. But I think what I can do is kind of adjust the vegetables a little bit. So not all of them need to be there. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna get a little bit more, and actually I'm just gonna pour some of this for our coffee production. There we go. All right. So I've got water about an inch over the level of the meat. I'm going to turn this on high. And again, if you're using cast iron, that's this Lodge pot. It's a Dutch oven actually, Lodge Dutch oven, which I absolutely love. I bought it for the fried chicken and waffle, the chicken and waffles episode. I needed something to do the frying in, and this was the perfect solution. I didn't have anything that would be suitable, but as you see, I've got this glass stove, which I really don't like, the range top, and they say that if you're going to use anything cast iron, really heavy, anything like that, to be really careful. So you don't want to slide things, you want to lift them and move them gently. So just if you happen to do that, to have this same kind of setup, be careful when you're using cast iron. You don't want to crack your stove. So I'm going to cover this, and actually I'm going to move it over here to the other side. So it's a lift, and gently set it down. Got that on high. We're going to bring that to a boil, and as soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to take it down to low and simmer for probably 2 to 3 hours, which means I'm going to be in this kitchen until 9 p.m. tonight, which I usually am because I'm over there working with my pals. All right, that's going. Cabbage, let's talk cabbage. Cabbage is, you know, surprisingly, it has drawn out more moisture than I expected, so that's pretty cool. Not as much as we would have gotten if this was Savoy or Napa, but hey, we're going in the right direction. So let's get this into, actually I want to put my aromatics in. And then let me get that started. I want to come back and see what y'all are saying. So not the bunny shot, the stove shot. Stove, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna get some, I put all of my carrot in there. All right, I screwed this up, y'all. The best of us make mistakes. So I put all of the carrot in the pot with the meat. I shouldn't have done that. It's okay because they're gonna get cooked. It's actually gonna be more flavorful, the carrots are. So it's totally fine. I'm gonna grab another onion just to give a little bit of flavor to the cabbage. And then we're still gonna have the potatoes that we're gonna put in here anyhow. So we're golden. And once I get this, actually I'll look at questions as I'm chopping the other onion. If you're ever in my kitchen and wonder where I keep the onions, it's underneath the pantry cam. Right here. So it's taken me 3 months. Oh yeah, today is, gosh, so many things. Today is the 3-month anniversary of me starting streaming. So I need to thank Keely and Michelle for kind of pushing me into the frame. Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate the encouragement and the support that you've shown me over the last few months. Also, Collie. Everybody has been fantastic, and I'm humbled when I see who shows up every week. Thank you. Let's cut this up. So what I'm going to do here is Try not to cut my finger. But you see, keep that root end on here. It gives you a handle. So I'm gonna get this into the pot, put a little bit of oil in, and then I'll get the cabbage in, and we're gonna start cooking. All right. And now that I'm down here, I can hear the water in the corned beef is starting to get close to boiling. Not quite. Give that a minute, and let's say hello to some folks, see what's going on here. Boy, there's been a lot of talking here. $150. Sweet. Who was it? Do we know? Do we know who hit us at 150? I'm really glad that the limoncello video was inspiring for you. I hope you made some. Sherry was kind of the star of that one, which makes me smile because she doesn't want to stream, but she streamed. Thanks everyone. Thank you. 150. We did it. We did it as a team. Gabi, the wait time, it seems like it was yesterday and it's done. You want to see it? Let me show you. Today is 4 weeks. So I'm going to bottle this up. Today is 3 weeks. Next week is 4 weeks, and I will be bottling it up. And yeah, it's good stuff. You just put it at the back shelf. Don't think about it. Kind of like that little treat that you know you have, but you just got to take it out of sight, out of mind. So, get these onions on here. Not quite boiling over here. What else do we have to say? Yeah. Oh, Anna, thanks for coming. Point cut is, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is the flat. I want to double check. And then the other thing is, I'm glad you actually brought that up because I've been thinking in the back of my mind to tell you. The piece of meat, the brisket that you use for the corned beef actually comes from the chest of the cow, kind of this front area. And you have to do it you have to cook it for 2 to 3 hours to break down all that connective tissue. And then that's also what makes it really, really tender. So that's that. What is that? It looks like bee. It looks like in bee pollen. Collie, that was, I assume we're talking about the yellow jar of stuff. That was the limoncello. So you have to put the peels and the Everclear in there for about 4 weeks. And then you get what we call lemon clear, and that gets mixed with simple syrup, and then you can bottle it up, and you have yourself some homemade limoncello. It's really fantastic. I will probably do a short about finishing the process. So that's that. Okay. This is going to release a lot of moisture in here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut up some potatoes to drop in here as well. This is the, well, not the last, but getting close to the bottom of what my what I grew last year. And we should be receiving the seed potatoes for this year really soon. And I'll be getting out there to plant them because you're supposed to plant your potatoes in this neck of the woods around St. Patrick's Day. I am behind the curve on peas. Those are supposed to go in at President's Day. Okay, Gabi, I need to understand this piece of art on your fridge. Regular pot in a Dutch oven. Boy, you are really good at questions. Dutch ovens to me have a lid, and they tend to be thicker materials. Generally something that can go in the oven, so your pot handle, all of that is not susceptible to melting. And yeah, it's that would be another thing that you see. Here's the reality, folks. I don't know everything, and I'm never going to tell you that I do. But we're all going to learn this together, so I'm marking this as something else that I need to follow up on. And these are the things that I really love. I was really glad in Discord we had that poll for what we're going to cook in the cook-along on April 7th. And I was really happy that the Zuppa Toscana won because there's a lot more to teach in that recipe than anything else. So look forward to that. And speaking of that, come into Discord. I will post the ingredient list there, and I will have the recipe ready to go out probably the day or 2 days before the stream. But go ahead and get your ingredients together based on that list, and we'll cook along on 4/7. So that's that. Diana, never apologize for having questions. It's good, and this helps me be a better teacher, so I'm really grateful. Really grateful. Wow, I'm really behind here. Anna made 150. Okay, I will reach out to Anna. Sorry, not sorry, Tori. Looks like I may need to add a little moisture to this cabbage after all. Yeah. Cool. Now let's get a little water in here. Or better yet, I'm going to see if I have any chicken stock in the fridge first. And I do. And if you suddenly hear some hissing, I've released the pressure on the Instant Pot because it's come to 15 minutes. So we've got this nice bright green color. You know, you always lose it. It's hard to maintain this when you're doing corned beef and cabbage. So got that going here. And let's get our potatoes in. Oops, wrong camera. Oh. When you're doing something like this, corned beef and cabbage, or if you're just doing steamed potatoes, it's really good to use new potatoes or yellow or red potatoes because they typically are a waxy potato. They're going to hold together better than a russet will. So with the zuppa toscana, we use the russet because it actually acts as a thickener. But if you wanted the potatoes to stay in this shape, you want to use a waxy potato, which, like I'm saying, the reds and the yellows, they tend to better and don't lose their shape and disintegrate. I should have gotten these in earlier, but you know, 150 subscribers. I was excited, y'all. So I was getting this, pushing them down, encouraging them to get in there where they're going to cook faster. Turn that up. This is now boiling, so I'm going to drop it to low. I'm going to drop it to the middle burner, low, and there it will sit for 2 to 3 hours. And let's see here, what do we have going on? I'm not behind on peas just because yours haven't sprouted. I think I understand that. I think I get where you're going. And you know, I planted them as late as June before and been okay. I like peas a lot. So try to get them in as early as possible. Get that first harvest out, and then at the end of the season, I try to get one more in there. While all the other beds have been put to bed for the season, those peas are going to give me one more crop before we get that first freeze. So that's kind of why I do that. But Christine knows me and my peas. I kind of like them a lot. Thank you, Collie, for the Discord link. Hey, Kevin. Yeah. Got your ASMR for the evening. I'm really late on the potatoes, so I'm hoping that we don't take too long to get these done here. Those are going to be fine. All right, and you know, we can wing it too. We can wing it because y'all know what potatoes look like when they're cooked. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to check out what we've got in the Instant Pot to see how that's doing. But first, a drink. The girl can eat chicken wings on live TV or live internet and not get any on herself, but she can't drink coffee. That's okay. They wash nicely. So let's go over here. Ooh. I should have put some potatoes in here, but I didn't think of that. All right, fork. So this one, you know, surprisingly didn't shrink as much as I thought. It was bigger than my hand all the way around, but not terribly bigger. So good there. Typically you want to let this cool all the way before you slice it. At least for sandwiches. I'm going to give this another minute here while I see what's happening in the chat. Okay, are we still having connection issues? I think we're okay. Let's get a proper carving knife. What I want to do is I want to turn the board over. So we've got the grooved side. Let's get some of this trash out of the way here. You know, it's only taken me 3 months of this to realize that I should just keep the trash can right next to me rather than under the sink, because this helps with cleanup immensely. All right, so great thing about the made in, and most boards actually, flip it over and you've got the groove all the way around, so that any juices that come off the meat or whatever you're cooking go straight into this groove. So when you're cooking or when you're cutting meat for sandwiches, which is typically what you're going to use your corned beef for, and actually for anything, you really want to cut it against the grain, because that is going to give you a more tender bite. So let's see if I can get closer here. You can see the grain going this way. So I don't want to cut this way. I want to cut against it. So that would be here. And that's going to give me more tender bites. Now, technically, if I want to get really against it, here's the grain. I'd go at a 90. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm not going to cut too much of this because it really is easier and better when you let it cool. For a plated one, I do thicker cuts. And I would also use a fork because this is really hot. Okay, there we go. That looks really nice. It's not completely falling apart to the point where I can't actually cut it. I've had it like that, and let me tell you, it tastes delicious. I mean, it's still going to taste good. There is nothing wrong with corned beef that just can't hold itself together. So there's that. I'm going to check on my potatoes and my cabbage. I'm going to grab some carrots from the other pot, and we're going to be able to plate this. So let's get a plate. Oops, didn't mean to hit that button. Where are we at right now? Okay, we've got our signal sorted out. All good, okay, good. Let's grab a potato and some cabbage. Let's keep on hitting the pantry cam. All right, a little too much juice is coming off of this, so while because I want to do a money shot, I'm going to soak some of that up with a paper towel. And then we're going to grab some carrots. With a slotted spoon, because let's just face it, I'm not that good. Getting closer. Huh, there we go. I'm just letting some of it run down. Let gravity work in your favor. There we go. Let's go get some carrots, folks. That tastes good. All right, the other thing we need to do is cut a little bit of soda bread. So move this all over. Let's dry this up real quick. Now, if I didn't have a day job, I would have made some soda bread, but gotta support my, holy crap. Wow. Thank you. Mary Lou. If you have not seen Mary Lou Mandel's channel, if you are a creator, she creates content for creators, and oh my God, I am so honored that you are here. Thank you, Mary Lou. Thank you. You just made my day, big time. Let me take a look at these comments before I get, I'm gonna get this bread cut first. So, like I was saying, I've got that day job, and now I'm fangirling Mary Lou. I'm not gonna lie. Got the day job here, so we went to Hagen yesterday and got ourselves a little bit of soda bread because they do a good job with it. And I am just gonna cut it. There we go. Here we go, folks. We've got our corned beef and cabbage. I need to take a money shot for the updated thumbnail, and we know we like that for the creator education part of the evening. So let's get that before we see Dina putting food in her mouth. So I'm working on setting up the camera so that I can show you what I am seeing. But for tonight, this is where we are. So let me reach over and at least show you this much. See if this works. Yeah, you might be able to see my screen. Yeah, it's not too bad. All right, so I use portrait mode on my iPhone. And since we're going to be 16 by 9, I'm just going to come out a little bit so we've got room for the crop. As you know, the scale is a prominent part of my branding, so I try to get a little piece of it in every shot possible. And just do a couple more just to make sure I've got something. I'm going to rotate it because every now and then you might need to use another shot in a different format, say for a vlog. So that's that. Okay, I think I've got what I need. Okay, there you go. And let me get a fork. I need one more plate for something later. Let's see here. Okay, y'all. Sláinte. The potatoes are perfect. And this is the first time I've done the cabbage this way. I usually throw it in with the corned beef. And I'm super glad that I tried this new way because it's not all soggy and limp and melty. Nice. Y'all, this is really good. Yes. All right. Everything tastes just spot on tonight. I wish I'd taken some butter out to butter the bread, but soda bread. Let's see what y'all are saying. That's a really good idea, Lois. I tend to do that when I'm cooking on my own for myself rather than this nice weekly gathering that we have. But it just, you know, you're getting ready and everything. I think it's super smart to just have a bowl. And then what I typically do is if it's all, you know, vegetable parts, which usually it is, I can just dump that into a pot really quick with some water and I have a stock for the next thing that I'm going to do. And I mean, I use onion peels, everything. Just goes in there, you're gonna strain it off anyhow. So, yeah, Kevin, there you go. All right. Thank you, David. Thanks for reminding everybody. I've been watching you and learning, my friend. I pay attention to what you're doing. The sticky notes are actually, I'm not lying, inspired by your, I think you put a countdown sometimes, or you used to, on your sticky note. Yeah. And let's see here. I think that's everything. Thank you, Keely. Pantry cam. I don't have a legit use for it right now. Otherwise, I would show you. Actually, I probably could, but that would be just showboating, and no one likes that. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are wanting to make this, but you're thinking, I don't like the carrots and the cabbage part, go get yourself a brisket today or tomorrow, you know. Get yourself some rye bread and some rye and just yellow mustard. It's where it's at. Just, you can grill the sandwich, get yourself some Swiss and butter the bread on one side, get it into the little fry pan on probably medium, put your piece of Swiss on one side, and then it'll get a little melty. Unless you don't like it melty, then you can do whatever you want. I'm not your mom, as Rich Graham says. But you would cut them thinner than what I've done here, and you're all set for a really good corned beef sandwich, which you cannot beat. Hey! There he is, speak of the devil. And yeah, I was right. See, totally paying attention. I'm telling you, man. Okay, anybody have questions? While I wait for that, I am going to show you the pantry cam because I can. I believe, and somebody who's been able to watch this, Rich, I don't even want to ask who Jeffrey is. I believe Anna was Bishan Anna was 150th. So somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what I saw. I can take another bite. Any other questions? Make this coffee, you guys. It's really, really good. And that head lasted. Okay, thank you all. Next week we're doing French toast. And I know we've got a few bacon fans out there, so I will be baking some bacon. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it on the stream because the way the timing works out, but I will have some baked bacon at some point. So French toast and bacon. Enjoy yourself a little St. Patrick's Day goodness. I hope this inspires you to cook some for yourself, your family. Have a great week. And thank you all. Thank you for 150. You guys have been part of this crew since the get-go, and I appreciate every single one of you. God, I'm having so much fun. I am having so much fun. So thank you all. Peace and deuces.